Hey, it's Bragg here, and today we're taking a look at Poundland's Fake Lego BuildX Search and Destroy Grey. Not Lego. Stay tuned to the end of the video to see if these BuildX sets are good enough to join the grey/green Fake Lego army. So if you've been to Poundland before, you probably would have seen Poundland do cheapo sets before. And if you're a cheapskate, you like to buy them, they're only £1. What that? Doesn't matter if they're rubbish. They're just £1. Well, normally they're less than you would like to actually get for your money, despite it being £1. Here's best luck. He came from a £1 set from Poundland at one time. Yeah, awful. Here's BuildX. Not too bad, but kind of ugly. And we got really old Poundland Fake Lego. Terrible. We can use these old fake brands as a sort of gauge to the quality of these latest Poundland military sets, or latest Poundland BuildX sets. There's more than military, there's fire and city and all sorts of different things, all different vehicles and stuff you get in the city. But today we're just looking at the grey military. Quick look at the box. It says combat assignment. Combat assignment, search and destroy. There's the missile truck. There's the back, just a generic image. And then there's the tank. There it is. And despite most of these builds being copies of Jie Star Sets, these two I can't find as Jie Star Sets. It's probably copied off another brand. Yeah, most of these BuildX sets are copying Jie Star. The minifigures, all the print and minifigure colour is all Jie Star copied. And many of the prints on the sets is also the same, and set designs for many of the sets is the same as well as Jie Star. As seen here, Jie Star to the right, BuildX to the left. Right, let's get to the grey military BuildX. So there is our battle tank to the left and our missile truck to the right. Very dinky sort of builds. There's the front of them. There's the back. Now, most of these parts are Lego copy parts. This track here is Jie Star and the wheels there are Jie Star. Apart from that, everything else is Lego copied. Interesting to see these parts here. These are very old classic Lego sort of 80s style fenders. Let's look at the sets individually. So there is our missile truck. There it is. There we go. There it is. So, yeah, not much to say about it really. It's just how small can you make a military sort of missile truck? It's really quite comically small, but kind of fun, I'd say. Kind of cool. We'll take the minifigure off real quickly. We'll have a look at the minifigures separately in a moment. There you go, there it is, not much to it really. It's got two of these old school sort of, another type of old sort of classic Lego fender wheel arch, which will just sit on the 6x2 plate. Oops. And then, there you go, really simple. Then you've got the wheels under there. So the wheels look the same from the outside, but they are different on the inside. See my Lego versus Lego versus BuildX parts, where I compare the parts to Lego, see how different they are. So there's the missile truck, pretty good, holds together quite well, decent quality. There are some scuff marks on the parts and some not too great spool marks, but other than that, pretty good quality. Before we could have a look at the tank, I just want to quickly show you this little piece here in there. I'll try and get that out a second. If I use this tank to get it out, and I'll just sort of stick it in there and put it off. There we go. So, see that little piece there? It's like a little tube part. I don't know where it comes from. Maybe it's a Jie Star copy or an Oxford copy, but it's interesting. It means you could put that into a cone piece or a the only piece I'd actually say to put it in is this cone piece because of the shape of it. Because if you put that into a normal cylinder piece, that's going to get lost inside, get pushed right up in there. So I advise to only use this on this cone piece, or plates, bottom of the plates, that probably work quite well. So if you want to put that piece there onto here, you'd be able to put two plates together. So the studs on both sides. It's quite interesting piece, that. So there is our search and destroy tank. Battle tank it's called, with a minifigure is supposed to just stand beside it like that. But I'll just show you in a second how I'm going to modify that to make him sit on the back. But let's get rid of the minifigure, we'll look at him in a second. So I'm not too sure why this tank, it's a bit, I don't really like the design of this tank. These tracks and the wheels there are Jie Star copied. But as you see the track there, it basically really rubs on these fender pieces. So it's not really that smooth, and I don't like the way it does that, but I don't see any other way of doing it other than getting rid of these pieces altogether. I mean, it works, but you know, there is no room there for those tracks to really move. You know, you can see they're slightly higher than the actual fender. This is one of the few sets actually that has actual brick in it. It's got brick in the middle there. See that? But we'll have a look at more of the parts in a future video where we take a look at all the parts versus Lego. So it's kind of got these awkward tan pieces there as well. I don't know quite what that's about. You could sort of imagine this to be sort of robotic, sort of drone tank, sort of RC controlled. You know, kind of. It's alright. Pound, basic. You get the minifigure as well. It's alright. If you compare this to this set here, which is the previous Poundland £1 set. You know, it's the same sort of build wise, but this didn't come with a minifigure, so this is much better value because you get the minifigure as well. And while we're talking about the minifigures, let's get on to the minifigures. Just real quickly, I'm going to modify this real simply to make somebody sit on it. You can leave these off completely, or put one at the front and one at the back. You could kind of imagine those as sort of mine triggers, so like landmines go along, and we'll be able to trip those off without affecting the tank. And then now we've got this lovely, nice square space there to fit the minifigure on like that. It fits in there quite easily. Now, unlike a lot of these crappy knockoff Lego minifigures, well, this one's not too bad, but they often have problems sitting down on 4 studs. These don't have that issue, they sit down perfectly fine. So he's sitting on his tank. Nice. Let's give that a little quick 360. There it is. Let's go on to the missile truck. Here's the missile truck. Let's get rid of the minifigure, we'll have a look at him in a second. So let's do a 360. Oh, we've already had a look at this truck, haven't we? I just forgot. Whoopsie. So there's the missile truck and the tank. Let's get the minifigure on the missile truck. There they are, side by side, ready to destroy stuff. Yeah, they are really, really tiny. That's just really comically put them next to something that's supposed to represent the same thing. Whoa, look at the size difference. That's comical, that is. But he's under the turret, so he could come along. You had a little squadron of these that could come along and attack here and cause some major issues. So yeah, not that laughable, huh? That's an Oxford tank, by the way. Similar size. This thing came with a minifigure. Really old BuildX tank. Much better quality. A decade on with Poundland. Fake Lego. Here's a couple of missile trucks. One from BuildX, one from Oxford. Yep, and then there's our little BuildX truck. Comically tiny. Instructions, very Lego-like, easy to follow. The sets are packaged with half of the box filled up with cardboard, and then your sets on the other side, like that. So let's talk about quality. Let's talk about quality before we take a look at the minifigures themselves. So just real quickly, I bought 2 of each set to compare the sort of variation between, just get a good sort of idea of quality in general than just buying one-off sets, you know. We buy one of each so we can get a good sort of gauge of quality and have more chance of having problems. Like this set here, so this set here was bought in September 2020, and this actually came with an extra piece, or an extra leg piece, which I ended up putting this guy from another set who was missing that piece, so that's why that's grey. And that actually came from this set here, extra piece, extra leg piece. And then on this set here, seems to be a problem in the factory where it's missing one of these arm pieces, and he's got 2 dark grey ball joint pieces instead of light grey. But that was spotted by the production company, and they put this inside the box, which is an extra bag. Let's open it up. Well, actually, a quick look real quick, you can see it's got one of the black bars that we need. It's missing. And it's got 2 grey hands. Yes, 2 grey hands. So they noticed that these ball joints are supposed to be light grey and not dark grey, and they were told to replace those with the correct colour ones in this bag. But something happened, miscommunication between China and the UK and Ireland, where these are boxed, and they put 2 light grey hands in there instead. So yeah, quality control evidence. The most crucial part, I mean, it doesn't really matter that these are the wrong colour, but it's a good job they got the right piece here in there. But just example of quality control, not quite up to standard, but you know, not a major disaster. But I see it could have been, say they said, oh yeah, we'll put this piece in there, let's put these 2, I don't know, there's the wrong side, or the wrong piece, and they put the wrong pieces in. You know, it's just hands at the end of the day. It's 2 extra hands, which I'll use elsewhere. They'll be useful, because they are Lego copied, so they'll be useful for other things. Well, I've got missing hands somewhere else, and then you've got the dark grey ball joint there, not really a big issue. I would have liked to have seen these with guns, but these sets don't come with any accessories most of the time. Some do, but most of the sets don't. Here is a Lego minifigure next to the Jie Star, next to the BuildX one. You can see they're very, very similar, colour-wise, almost identical actually colour-wise. So a good match. There you go. Same dimensions. I'm pretty sure that there's 2 producers to these sets, which is more than likely Jie Star and XingBao. And while we're talking about XingBao, the more legitimate arm of Lepin, they have these arms that are exactly the same as these. Same moulds there to the arms where they swivel. The XingBao minifigures have these arms. The torso piece here is similar, but not the same as XingBao, but the arms are identical to XingBao. And I like that motion there where they can move side by side. The knees bend like Oxford Cobra figures. That's not on XingBao minifigures. XingBao minifigures have sort of normal looking minifigure legs, or Lego style legs. So there you go. Oh yeah, and finally that hat there is a brickarms.com copy, and the BrickArms one costs 75p plus postage, and this is £1 for the whole set, so bargain in my opinion. There you go. And the Jie Star Sets that these are similar to, or they copy, are £2.50 each, and these are just £1, so again, good value. So finally, that's it. So there it is, BuildX Search and Destroy Missile Truck and Battle Tank. I think they're good for £1. Go and pick them up while you can. Good stuff. Now let's join these into the green/grey fake Lego army. So leave your comments in the comments section. What you think about them? Would you buy them? Have you seen them in Poundland? What do you think? Let me know what you think about them. £1. I think they're pretty good. And we've got evidence of quality control. Let's get rid of that one actually. The one that's not got bits missing. There we go. Perfect. Ready to destroy Lego. It's wartime. Like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one.